Hey guys, Steve at Recruit Ops. Thanks for watching the videos, and I'm going to ask as we start this video and when we end, if you like what you've seen or if you don't like what you've seen, I'd appreciate it if you guys would write a review on the videos that we do. Just helps us kind of gauge what you guys are liking and what you're not, so we can give you what you want. Now, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how to leave a position. Everybody that goes to work in a hospital or any job really has a certain shelf life in that particular position. Most of the time what we hear from candidates is, I'm looking for that next step up in my career, which is why I'm looking for a new job. Most of the time what we see is that's why people leave their jobs. There's no real growth for them. There's no ability to move. Now what we've found out is most people don't really know, right? Most people don't really know. What they do is they hear from a friend or they've talked to somebody else who says, you know what, there's nowhere to go here. So I'm gonna find another job. Here's what I would suggest. If you're in a position with a facility or clinic or group that you like, go talk to your director. Talk to your nurse manager. Let them know what you're looking to do. I want to move from med-surg into telemetry or PCU or ICU or cath lab or whatever the case is. And see if there is a career path there before you choose to make another decision. It doesn't make any sense to leave a job to go somewhere else to make a step up if you like where you're at. And it doesn't make sense for them to let you go, right? You're a known quantity to them, right? They've invested money in training you, bringing you on, paying you benefits, paying you hourly, learning their culture, learning their ways. They don't want to see you go. And if you don't want to go, go talk to a director, nurse manager, HR. See if there is a career path for you. See if you can float to whatever position you want. Now, let's say you've done all those things and you can't. That's okay. How to leave a position. We say it all the time. It's always easier to get a job when you've got a job, right? Try not to make the cardinal mistake of getting frustrated or pissed off at a job and going, you know what, I'm out, and then just leaving. Because that reflects poorly on you, okay? Rare circumstances are if your license is in danger, right? Or there's danger to patients, that's not a place you want to stay regardless. Now, okay, so you've decided, you know what, I'm going to find another job. We talked earlier in some other videos about how to find a recruiting company, right? Ask people that you know for referrals. You can get online, but there's about 16,000 companies that do what we do. Of those, most of those are made up of one or two people sitting at a desk. That's okay. Make sure they specialize in healthcare if that's what you're looking for. You want to make sure they know what they're talking about, right? Make sure they've got some experience in this. You want to make sure that they know the client that they're working with, right? They've got some experience working with them. Timeline is the biggest thing, right? Time kills all deals. Whether you're interviewing on your own or through a company, the longer it takes, the less likely you are to get an offer, or the less likely a candidate is to accept an offer. Okay. So if you decide to leave a job, start looking for a recruiting company to work with or another position. Once you've done that, now what you want to do is you want to look for a position that's in typically the same specialty you're in. It's always easier to get your foot in the door doing what you're already doing versus trying to move into another role. If you go to the right facility, the right hospital system, right, the right large group of clinics, they're going to have a career path. So wherever you go and you start applying to jobs, if you're a med-surg nurse and you're applying for an ICU position, recruiters in a hospital are going to look at a couple of things. Name, location, current role. And if you're a med-surg nurse working in a LTAC or working in a hospital and you're applying for cath lab, OR, ICU, EP, whatever the case is, you're going to have a very difficult time because they're trained to look at very specific things. Okay? So you want to apply for a role that you're already doing, but in a place that allows you to grow. That's key. Because without that, you might as well just stay where you're at. Now let's fast forward through the process. You found a recruiter, you found a position, you're starting to work through the process. If you're entertaining more than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 offers at a time, really it's more than 3, but if you're entertaining more than that, odds are you don't know what you're really looking for. Be very specific about what you want and decide what you want before you start looking for those jobs. Do I want compensation? Do I want growth? Do I want support, diversity, culture? What am I looking for? What are the things that motivate me? And when you're having these interviews, you need to be asking those questions. What is your culture like? How do you guys handle diversity? What are your benefits? Growth plan, career track, whatever they call it. If you don't get the answers you want, move on, regardless of what the pay is, because you're going to find yourself in the same situation in a couple of years. And then you're going to become what we consider a job hopper. Every 2 years, I'm looking for something else. Every 2 years, I'm not happy where I'm at. A lot of that comes from not really knowing what you want. Now, let's say you find what you want, and you get an offer. If you're a floor nurse, just a regular staff, everyday nurse, you want to give 2 weeks notice. Can you give more? Of course you can. And a good hospital will not pressure you into taking a position, and a good recruiting company will not pressure you into taking a role. Good recruiting companies and good systems wait for good candidates. Okay? Don't ever let somebody who does what we do for a living pressure you into taking a job. That's not good for you, that's not good for them, and it's not good for the client for sure. If you're a floor nurse, 2 weeks. Directors, most of those need to give 4 to 6 weeks. Okay? Anything higher than that usually comes to 4 to 8 weeks. Okay? 2 weeks. Now, here's how you do that. Don't go to HR and hand in a resignation letter without telling your director or your direct supervisor. Go to them first. Don't tell them you're leaving because I hate this place because there's no place to grow. They trained you how to be a nurse. You want to go to them and you want to say, hey, thank you so much for your time. I've really enjoyed my experience here at X hospital. And today I'm submitting my 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks notice effective immediately. And then what we're going to do is let you know what you need to do is go to HR and then hand it in. Don't talk to all your friends about how much you're interviewing. Right? Don't talk to your friends about where you're going and why you hate the job you're in. These are all very unprofessional things to do. And these will come back to bite you should you choose at some point. You know what? I actually like that hospital because the grass wasn't greener. You're going to have a hard time getting back in if you've been bad-mouthing the facility you're at with the people that you work with. Okay? So just be professional. You know what? If they didn't do right by you, that's why you're leaving. But if you learned something there, let them know that you learned something, thank them for their time, and put in your notice effective immediately. Don't just walk if you can help it, barring danger to patients or danger to your license. Okay? That's the right way to leave a job. But those are all the things you need to do before you make that decision. So we'll cover those real quick just to recap. Decide what you really want from an employer. Find a recruiting company that you can work with, that you can trust, that knows what you're doing in healthcare. Interview quietly. Don't talk to everybody that you know. That's not smart for you. Once you've done that, you get the offer, you accept the offer, you put in your notice, and then you leave on good terms. All right? So, again, thank you so much for watching our videos. I hope this was helpful. Please leave a review on this video and the other videos that you see on us. Let us know, you know what, that wasn't helpful. It was helpful. I'd like to see this, whatever the case is. And thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it.